Hey guys, so today's video is about TarasWorld, which I've been meaning to talk about for a while, and she just kept on adding to the list of things, and I just never got around to making a video. But I know a lot of people are talking about her right now, so you might have seen stuff about her, and if you haven't, here it is. Subscribe with that bell icon for engagement, and if you don't, I keep on running out of threats to throw you guys' way. My highlight looks ridiculous. Like, this feels like 2016 YouTube. I swear it's not that bad. It's just the ring light. All of the ice in your drink will melt and it'll water down your whole drink and it'll be disgusting. Anyway, that's if you don't like and comment. So, TarasWorld, let's get into it quickly. She's a TikToker and as of like a few months ago, a year ago, an OnlyFans person. So she became popular because of being kind of relatable, but in that messy Tana Mojo type of way, which hasn't been the case for a while, and that's mainly why she's being called out. And she was recently called out over multiple situations. So let's just kind of go chronological order how I learned about TarasWorld, and that was due to the alcohol, DUI, and reckless driving situation. So she makes fun of being like an alcoholic, like she drinks a lot, drinks until she blacks out, drinks all the time, like making drinking alcohol her personality essentially, which in itself isn't a massive deal. It does glamorize a certain lifestyle that is a slippery slope, but in itself, like, not a massive deal. But then you add on top of that the fact that she almost brags, but in like a weird, like, haha, like I'm so relatable way about driving recklessly, crashing multiple cars, like not even being able to be insured on any cars. I'm pretty sure she said she also drove without insurance because she couldn't get an insurance, but I can't remember that. I know she just told a lot of stories. And also having DUIs, which is driving under the influence of, I'm assuming, alcohol. That is not really, one, something you should be doing, something I will ever approve of, something I'll ever be like, whoa, that is such a funny and relatable story. Like, I just think it's ridiculous that she would even like admit to this on the internet. I would be humiliated. I'd be one, humiliated to drive under the influence, two, admit it on the internet, but three, almost like make it into a funny brag-like story. Like, I just don't understand how putting other people's lives in danger and being selfish is a funny thing. But people seem to have really enjoyed that about her, because since then she has just grown on all of her social media platforms. So clearly that was something that was funny to people, don't know who, and I'd be embarrassed if that was you, but not me. She then had a situation where she was called entitled. It was kind of a Kim Kardashian type situation. Remember when Kim Kardashian was like, get your ass up and work? Seems like nobody wants to work these days. It was that kind of a situation. So Tara said that she has a BeReal account when BeReal was kind of still very popular. I still think it is, but I just never go into it. And she posted a TikTok basically saying that she feels good about herself because of how many people send BeReals throughout the day, but they do nothing but just stay in bed all day. And she's like, you know, why aren't you getting up and working? And it makes her feel really good about herself.
Anybody have a job? Does anyone work? I swear to God, this BeReal like I like get on myself all the time, even though I'm the most productive person ever. Like, I'm always doing something. I'm never in bed in the middle of the day. And then I got BeReal, and this BeReal could go off at 11 a.m., 1 p.m., 3, it doesn't matter. Everyone's in bed. There's an alarming amount of people every time that BeReal goes off that are just in bed with the shades drawn. And it makes me feel so good about myself. I'm like, why are you in bed?
People called her out for saying, like, people have the right to rest today. People have the right to just chill in bed and like have fun, mainly because she claims that she used to have a waitressing job and like normal jobs, so she knows how difficult it is to have a normal job and just want to rest sometimes. She then did a response video that wasn't really taken too well. I'm pretty sure she also said that most of the people that she has on her BeReal are influencers, so she was more aiming this at the lazy influencers who do not as much work as she does apparently.
I don't usually make videos like addressing when people take things the wrong way, because A, I'm stubborn, and B, like, I know what I meant by it and I know my morals, so like, who do I have to like prove that to? But I just don't want anyone thinking that, like, I am fully aware that I have possibly the easiest job on the planet, but like, it wasn't easy, like, getting to where I am now. Like, I'm proud of myself. Like, I started working when I was 14 years old, and by the time I was 18, I'd moved out on my own. I had my own apartment. I was going to college full-time and working full-time at a restaurant, working doubles every single day to pay my bills. I was living paycheck by paycheck, like eating from like the gas station down the stairs. Like, I lived in like scum. Like, and that went on for years. Like, I worked my ass off to like pay my bills and like put food on the table for myself. Like, I understand what I said like came out so bad. Like, I don't think before I post like ever. Like, I'll completely own up to that, but like, I was literally talking about my friends on like BeReal, and like, I wasn't thinking that could be like taken the wrong way, because that's not what I meant at all. Now I have the job of my dreams and I worked hard to get here, and I'm so grateful to be in this position. Like, you have no idea. Like, I don't take this for granted at all. But like, I was literally talking about just like, I was just making a joke about my friends on Wrld. Like, that's all I was doing. I just like didn't think about how people would take it, and it breaks my heart that like people are like, oh, like, I used to love you so much, but now like this just made me like really sad for you. Like, I'm blah blah blah. Like, that makes me upset. Marty, what the yeah, I don't know. I just didn't want you guys thinking I'm like this just like privileged that like has never worked a day in her life, because like I know what it's like to work my ass off nonstop, but to have negative like $100 in my bank account and being like, what am I doing today? I literally like, I don't know if that made any sense at all.
But the first TikTok did sound like she's acting like her job's very difficult and like, oh my god, like people should be working like me, where it's like she just takes pictures and TikToks for a living. That's not very difficult. Mainly TikTok being probably the least difficult platform to grow on and create content for, and then OnlyFans obviously is a separate issue, but this isn't the most difficult job in the world. And like, she makes so much money that anyone would work for that amount of money. Like, she claims that when she first started OnlyFans, she was making around 150,000 a month, and then that grew in the last few months to 350,000 a month. Not a year, not a decade, no, a month. Anyone would work for that amount of money, whereas some people are working minimum wage jobs and they just want a day in bed, and that's perfectly fine. Then we have something more serious, racism, as it always happens in these kinds of videos. So she tweeted a response to a tweet, and the tweet was of a girl doing blackface essentially, and she responded to that and then she said, well, if a black person did whiteface, there wouldn't be the same amount of outrage and it would be considered funny, so why isn't this considered funny? Which obviously I don't have to explain to you why that is not correct factually. Then 2017, a tweet about foreign people, victim blaming people in abusive relationships. There was like a tweet that she retweeted about that, mainly about women, so like victim blaming women that stay in abusive relationships, which if you know anything about psychology, you'd understand why people stay in abusive relationships. 2018, she was tweeting out, well, in the same tweet, actually, I was going to separate it, but it was in the same tweet. She fat shamed and used the D slur, which she does clarify recently that she's a straight woman in straight relationships. There is no like ambiguity there of like, is she bi? Is she less? Nope, she's fully straight, and that is coming from her own mouth. She's straight. And then she did a TikTok addressing all of it, but she actually didn't say what she's saying sorry for. She wasn't like, oh, I'm saying sorry for the racism in this tweet and the homophobia in this tweet and the fat shaming in this tweet and the abuse victim blaming in this tweet. She just said, oh, you know, I used to tweet things a few years ago and they were really bad. But like, she made it sound like this was in like 2013 when the most recent tweet is in 2018. So like, why are we making it sound like it was a lot longer ago than it was? Flying through these. Then we have the bird situation. Now, how can you be cancelled for owning a bird? Ask Tara, she's doing everything. So she has a bird. I'm not a specialist on birds, but it's a grey bird. Birds, unlike other animals, have zones in their body that if you touch are sexual. It's a sexual way to touch a bird. And that's where they touch each other to initiate sexual contact. But those places are weird because they're different from other animals. Like, it's not like in their actual genitals, it's like around the like wings and stuff. And you're not supposed to scratch a bird there because it causes sexual arousal, and then if the bird can't go through with a sexual act, obviously it will just become more and more frustrated, and that will cause behavioral issues, psychological issues for the bird. It's basically just giving your bird like constant blue balls and then like doing nothing about it ever, because obviously the bird's not. I don't have to explain this is so awkward. So people pointed it out to her, and then she did a TikTok where she essentially said that she got this bird, did no research on it, as you would, I guess, if you were getting, oh, I don't know why people do this. Just research the animals that you're buying so you can take care of them. Anyway, so she said that she got it with no research, and then people pointed out to her that she's sexually arousing her bird and that she should stop doing it. And then in that TikTok, she does it again and says that she does it sometimes because she thinks it's funny to annoy him.
I'm gonna let you guys in on the dirty little creepy secrets of the bird, the parrot. I don't know if anyone knows this, but like, if you touch a bird on its back or under its wings, it like sexually arouses the bird. And for the first like, you know, the first like 4 months I had Marty, like I didn't know that. I got comments like, don't touch him on his back, you're turning him on. I was like, F off. So to touch his back, I'd rub under your wings, okay. And then he started screaming all day long, like all day. He would scream all day long. I was like, why is he screaming, you know? He was screaming because he was sexually frustrated because I wasn't like continuing to touch into the good stuff. So Marty is sexually attracted to me. And you know what? Sometimes I do still touch under the wings. And we're gonna have eggs one day. You want me to touch in the good spots? Yeah? I'm such a sick bastard. And like I still do it sometimes. I'm a terrible person, but like it's like funny. It's funny because like now I know, you know? So now I know when I touch right there. Ding dong. Yeah, you're swing yum yum. Sometimes I get Marty's hopes up. I'm like, you know what? One day we're gonna have eggs. And we're gonna have a family. Just from touching under those wings. He's like, boy, we're having kids. He wants more. You want more? You're a sick prick. Oh.
Just sexually touching your bird. I don't know how else to say this story. Just sexually arousing your bird for funsies because you think it's funny. Anyway, it understandably annoys the bird. It can cause behavioral issues and mental health issues. And yeah, don't get animals that you don't know how to take care of and then refuse to take care of properly once you find out how to take care of them. Also, don't sexually arouse your animals. It's as if like, do I have to say that? I feel like that's such a taboo thing to say. Like, if someone told me that I was sexually arousing my animal, I would be humiliated. Humiliated. Like, so just, I would delete all of my social media accounts. The fact that she then points it out and then continues to sexually arouse her bird on camera, it's just humiliating. Isn't that like a taboo thing to do? Like, do anything sexual with an animal?
Okay, let's bang this all out in one video, all right? First off, let's get one thing clear. I'm not gonna be sitting here crying and talking about how sorry I am over the stupidest I've ever seen in my life. I'm not gonna pretend like I'm crying over this just so I can get mean people to like me again. I'm not gonna do that. I'm never gonna change my personality or my sarcastic humor to make people like me. First, let's address the bird, because oh my God, I can't believe I'm saying this. Okay, I'll make this short and sweet for you. So when I first got Marty, my bird, I didn't do any research at all, which is the worst idea. Don't ever do that. Make sure to do a lot of research before you get a pet, because I didn't know anything. So when I first got him, I would make TikToks with him and like, I'd be like petting his back or whatever, because like, where am I gonna pet the thing, you know? And I started to get like a few comments here and there being like, don't touch him there, like that can like turn them on. And I thought this was the funniest thing in the world. And so I eventually looked it up, and it's true. Like if you touch a bird on their back or under their wings, I guess that can like sexually arouse them. So I made this like dumb video because like me and my mother thought that that was the funniest. It's not funny, but we thought it was crazy that's a thing. So we'd make jokes about it all the time. And then I made that dumb video like, oh, I still do it sometimes. I was joking, okay? But I get it. Some things are better left in the family group chat. That was a joke. So I will never be defending myself again on why I am the best owner for that bird. I love that bird more than anything. I would do anything for that bird. So shut the up. I can't even believe I'm addressing this right now, but I might as well. You know what I mean? I'm so sorry to disappoint anybody that is looking for a different response, but I'm not into my bird like that. When I first got Marty, I like didn't do any research before I got a bird, which is the worst possible thing you could ever do about any animal. At least I did it after the fact. And I, you know, now I know everything about birds. But when I first got Marty, I would like post videos with him, obviously, and I would be like petting him like on his back, under his wings, blah, blah, blah. And I got like a few comments here and there like, Tara, you're sexually arousing your bird. I was like, what? I like didn't get it for a while. And then eventually I researched it, and it's true. If you touch a bird on their back or under their wings, they can get sexually aroused. I thought that this was the funniest thing. It's not funny, but I thought it was like the funniest and crazy. I was just like astonished. I was like, what? Me and my mom would joke about it on FaceTime. We were like, that's the craziest thing ever. And I was so fixated on it for a while. I made so many videos. Marty, not the earring today. And I made this stupid video where I was like, guys, I figured out why Marty has been screaming for so long. It's probably because he was sexually frustrated, because I would be like touching his back and stuff. And I made a stupid joke in the video. I was like, and sometimes I don't do it. And I like touched under his wing. I was joking. I make a lot of jokes about me and Marty having eggs and getting married because he's so beyond in love with me. But unfortunately, yeah, this is a platonic relationship, me and Marty. I get it, some of my jokes don't slide with you guys. I don't understand how they would. Some things are better kept in the family group chat, because me and my family just make crazy jokes, and the shit about Marty was like, our group chat was on fire. Like, that was the funniest 2 weeks of my life, so like, I just made that dumb video, and didn't slide with y'all, and that's okay. I also think Marty's finally accepted that me and him are just pals. I'm your mother. Yeah, I think he finally realized that, which is great.
We then have a story that probably all of you heard about if you were on TikTok for any amount of time, and it's the, I feel cringe just saying it, finna be in the pit situation. Tara? The thing is, in American, you say Tara. If she was living in the UK, she'd be Tara. Tara is a massive Harry Styles fan. Understandably so, a lot of people are Harry Styles fans. And she has gone to essentially every concert that she could have gone to, which, like, I'm sure the sets at that point overlap. I don't know why you would need to go to, like, 90% of the concert. But she spent a total of $30,000 on these concert tickets. Now, that sounds like a ridiculous amount of money. But then you consider the fact that she does make $350,000 a month. She basically spent 10% of 1 month on going to all these concerts. Most people that went to even just one Harry Styles concert spent more than 10% of their monthly wage on that concert. So, like, when you put it in that perspective, like, the financials don't really seem that big of a deal. But, like, 30,000 is so life-changing to anyone. And like I said, these sets, like, overlap. You don't have to go to every concert. Like, you can go to 1 or 2, maybe 3, maybe, like, go to a different state, whatever. But to make it your life mission to go to every single set, there's something iffy about that. I don't know. I would be bored at that point. Like, they would just stop being my favorite artist because I can't listen to you that many times and still be like, yay, this is so fun. So for the show in question, she bought pit tickets, which are the ones on the ground. You know, you have space to dance around and do your whole thing. She bought them from a resale website, so not directly from, like, Ticketmaster, or, you know, that's controversial, but not directly from, like, a website that the artist puts the tickets on. She bought it from, like, a resale website. She doesn't confirm these tickets until she's in the Uber to the concert, which is ridiculous. Like, if you're buying expensive tickets, I'm sure you would want to confirm them, like, at least a week before, so, like, you can sort it out. But she didn't, because she's irresponsible, as we have already figured out from all of this that I've been talking about. She calls them up. They say that they actually ran out of tickets. The tickets, like, were sold to someone else, and they didn't get the tickets. They can't give her the tickets, which, like, they should have also contacted her about that, but the whole situation just seems really sketchy. Anyway, they say that they can offer her balcony tickets at this point, and, like, maybe just take the balcony tickets or don't go to the show. I don't know. But she said, no, because I'm finna be in the pit. Like, you don't get it. I'm finna be in the pit. Did I do my, like, vocal fry properly? I feel like I need to work on that a little bit. That wasn't too great.
The most insane thing happened to me last night at the Harry Styles concert. Basically, I ended up spending $10,000 at this Harry Styles concert. Let me explain. I'm pissed. I'm beyond livid. So I'm going to Halloween yesterday. I have, mind you, with an entire group of people. I never go to concerts with, like, a group of people. I'm so excited. We all have picked. The day before, I had bought me and my friend Max, who was already at the venue, like, waiting to go in. I bought me and him our pit seats. They were like $890. Also, I usually use SeatGeek when I'm buying tickets. I always use SeatGeek, but for this, like, specific concert on StubHub, it was much cheaper. So we decided to buy them on StubHub, and it was like $1,700 for 2 seats. So we're walking out the door, me and my friends, and Max is waiting for us at the venue. And I'm like, these tickets never made it to my email. I'm like looking, it says the tickets were confirmed, but, like, the tickets aren't there. So I call StubHub, and they're just like, yeah, like, first of all, this lady on the phone sounded like she was at a bar, and she would, like, hardly speak to me. Like, she wasn't even talking. Like, she didn't give a but, like, she was basically just like, yeah, like, we can't give you your pit seats. Like, I was like, I paid almost $2,000 for these pit seats. I need these pit seats. She was like, yeah, we can replace them with, like, balcony ticket. I was like, no, like, I finna be in the pit. Like, I bought these pit tickets. I need these pit tickets. She's like, well, we can't give them to you. Like, the seller, we can't get in touch with him, blah, blah, blah. I am, like, out the door. I am, like, I can't even explain to you the stress that I was feeling in this very moment. I was just like, what are you talking about? So I go on the internet, I go on SeatGeek, and I go on Vivid Seats, because I'm like, what do I do? And I also have Max waiting for me at the venue, like, hey, where's my ticket? Like, I'm not gonna be like, oh yeah, by the way, we have balcony now, like, what? And I'm going with, like, a whole group of people. I go on Vivid Seats.
So first of all, that is just, like, the wrong usage of AAVE. Like, just wrong. Like, grammatically was just incorrect. Also was AAVE, like, both bad, but the fact that she used AAVE was one thing. The fact that she used it wrong is a whole separate issue here. She addressed in a TikTok, and she said that it's a joke and that it just slipped out, and that's just sometimes how she speaks, and people should get over it. And that was all she said for that.
Second thing, the finna. First of all, I don't even know why that came out of my mouth. I never even say that. It just sort of came out because I was flustered. But that's also the dumbest thing I've ever heard. I've been asking people in my life about this whole situation. I'm like, what do you think? And they're like, that's stupid. If you guys are that mad about something like that, you are not gonna make it through this life. I'm just gonna tell you that right now. This generation is so great in certain ways, don't get me wrong, but so f***ed up in other ways like that. Like, shut the f*** up. That shit blew my mind. I was like, you guys just find anything. I think it's just, you know, people love to sit online and pick shit apart and then make up these crazy scenarios, these crazy narratives about how I'm racist. No. Anyways, there was one more thing. Oh, I spent $10,000 on those tickets because I had no other choice, because that's what I wanted to do with my money. I wasn't so much I was definitely complaining. I was frustrated, okay? But like, it was my decision to do that with my money. I was just telling a story because I've never spent that much on concert tickets in my life. And of course, I'm very grateful and blessed that I am able to do that. Yeah, everything's relative. Just keep that in mind. And, you know, I'm so grateful to be able to buy tickets like that. That's why I've given away 10 tickets to these shows, because I want to sort of give back as well. But yeah, if you are a mean person or I recommend just block me. Don't watch my videos, okay? Because I'm never gonna be like changing my personality because I'm scared of what people are gonna say. Couldn't be me. Love you.
People since then made it like a joke. It's like a meme. Everyone's making fun of her. I don't think she cares at all. Like, based on the responses to her criticisms and different, you know, controversies, I don't see her as someone who cares necessarily about any of these issues. And it's also not stunting her growth. Like, she has done nothing but grow on TikTok. Even through all of her controversies, I feel like she's had all of these controversies in the last year or so, and in the last year she's had the most financial growth. She still gets great views on her TikToks. She still grows on her platform. Like, none of this is stunting her growth, so she doesn't ever really feel the need to address these properly or say sorry, because she doesn't see any consequences for her actions. She's not actually sorry because she already did these things. So like, she did these things on purpose, not by accident, and then she got called out for them and she said, no, I'm still going to continue doing this. And she's seen no consequences for any of that. So that's why she continues to address things in such a crap way. I don't know if you guys have seen the progression of her addressing stuff. It's not great. And it's because like there's just nothing really happening to her. And I'm not saying that she should be like put in jail, but I feel like she's never really going to feel the consequences. So she's never going to say sorry properly, because that's not, I don't know if I'm explaining it properly. Like, I feel like on YouTube or other platforms, people get cancelled more successfully. So they feel the need to cry and apologize and be more remorseful because they're actually losing something. Whereas on TikTok, even if you get cancelled, your TikTok will still end up on the For You page and you'll still get views on it because it's so randomized. It's not like someone has to choose to click on your content to view it. TikTok just serves up content. So there isn't that same consequence for doing something. Because even if you're cancelled, people can still come across your content. They might not give it a like, but they might comment on it and that's still engagement, and TikTok will just randomly post your content on the For You page. That's why so many TikTokers will mess up, but they're never actually cancelled. Sienna May is not actually cancelled. Tony Lopez isn't really cancelled. Who else is there? I'm not trying to go through all the TikTokers that were cancelled. I don't know, I just feel like there isn't like a cancellation that goes on TikTok, because TikTok randomly serves up your content to people, so people don't have to seek it out, and therefore even if people don't want to watch your content, they'll still be forced to see your content on the For You page. That's why her responses are so crap. She just genuinely doesn't see why she should apologize, because she's not being punished for anything. And the last scandal is admitting to kissing other girls while being straight in a straight relationship, is what she said, for attention as well as money on OnlyFans. So she posted that she's going to go out to kiss girls to practice for her OnlyFans content, which is girl on girl content. She makes, like I said, 100 to 350,000 a month from her OnlyFans, as she said in a TikTok interview that I saw. She also did a follow-up video where she said that she's straight and in a straight relationship, but her boyfriend thinks it's really hot that she kisses other girls, and so it's fine because it's fine with him. Like, he doesn't see it as cheating.
Get ready with me to get laid by a girl for the first time. I am literally eating for the first time ever today, and I'm so excited. I have literally been dreaming about this since I was like in middle school. This girl like hit me up the other day, like she called me and she was like, hey, do you want to have like a naked pillow fight? Like, just do like a pillow fight moment and like be hot. But I was actually like wine drunk when she called me and proposed this idea, and I'm like super ballsy when I'm wine drunk. and I'll say whatever the hell I want, whatever I'm feeling. So I was like, nah, like I want to like eat you, you know? And I just like said that, and she was like, oh my God, like I was hoping you'd say that. So now we're like fully hooking up, and I'm like so nervous, but I'm excited too. Like I've literally wanted to do this for like my entire life, but I just never have, because like it's scary to like do something for the first time. Like I don't want to be like bad at it. I unfortunately have to get plastered in order to do this. So it's literally 11:30 in the morning right now, and I'm about to make a cocktail, just because like I'm an extremely socially awkward person. I have like extreme social anxiety with even just like hanging out with someone, let alone doing this. So I definitely need a few, or like 9 drinks. Also, we're like filming this for OF. So I'm excited to get some practice in before I'll like literally be doing this every week. I'm gonna be a menace with the in LA after I get this little practice run in. I've never talked about like my sexuality on here at all, just because like, I mean, like, I don't know. Here's the conclusion that I've come to after the course of my entire life. I am like both sexually attracted to women and men, like especially women. Like, not to sound like a whore, but like I want to every woman in sight. But like I've never had like an emotional thing with a girl. Like I don't think I could like date a girl, because I'm very like, I've only ever had like severe crushes on like men. Wait, I sound like such a man right now. I'm like, yeah, I want to all the I don't want to date them. What the fuck? I've had a crush on one girl, like an actual like big crush on a girl. She lives here in LA, but like we never like I never told her that. So like we never like pursued anything. My face will be going through the ringer today, so let's set this in place. I'm like begging y'all to wish me luck. But if you want to see it, you know where to find it. This is the start of an era for me, and I couldn't be happier. Get ready with me to go run errands. My favorite thing to do in the entire world. Everyone is like tweaking out because I hooked up with a girl for work when I have a boyfriend. No, we are not in an open relationship, but he was more than okay with it. He literally came over and like hung out with us when we were done. Also, like, I'm straight. Like, I've always wanted to like hook up with a girl, and like I kiss girls all the time, but I don't think I could ever like date a girl. I've only ever been like emotionally into like men, but I just think girls are hot. Like that's the thing. And it's so fun to like kiss girls, you know what I mean? I think it was like the 3rd or 4th time me and my now boyfriend were hanging out. He brought me to this like event, and I saw this girl there that I knew, and like we kissed. I kiss all of my girlfriends like all the time. It's just what we do. And he was so excited. Like his eyes lit up. He was like, you can do that whenever you want. It was the funniest thing ever. Like he was so excited. I remember my last boyfriend. Well, we never like officially dated, but like we basically were. He was so insecure about that kind of thing. I remember I asked him once, I was like, how would you feel if I like kissed a girl? Because most guys like love that. He got so mad at me, like yelling at me, being like, I can't believe you want to kiss somebody. I was like, no, not in that way. Like, just figured I'd ask. Like he was kind of crazy. And like to each their own. It was just funny. I was like, you're lying to me right now. Like most guys like love that. He did not. But yeah, I would never like hook up with a guy for my OF. Like even if I didn't have a boyfriend, I just wouldn't do that. Especially if I have a boyfriend. I would if like I was like dating the person, but I don't think I would just like hook up with some dude. But girls are different because they are magical and perfect.
Which then opens up a whole other conversation, and obviously I'm straight, so I can't really... I'm gonna do my best here. There is this weird phenomenon that happens with mainly lesbian relationships where they are typically fetishized by mainly men. So a lot of the times, men will date a woman and see her kissing another woman as not cheating, because to him that is a sexual fetishization rather than like an actual form of sexuality. So he doesn't see that as like a real thing. Like a woman can't want to kiss a woman because that is just for him. It's essentially like the male gaze conversation, right? Like everything is for the male gaze. So she likes the fact that one of her boyfriends didn't think it was cheating, and she would kiss other girls for attention from him. So she would appropriate essentially being a lesbian for her boyfriend's validation, mainly sexual validation. Like he would think it's really hot, which opens up a whole other thing of like downplaying and invalidating homosexual relationships between two women. Right? I hope I explained that properly. But then another ex that she mentioned, she thought it was ridiculous that he would be insecure, which he would kiss other women, and he would get psycho and crazy and would be insecure about it, as if it's not cheating. Do you know what I mean? Like as if it's not cheating, as if two women is any different to her kissing a guy. Like her ex wasn't crazy, he was very normal. Like he just wasn't fetishizing a lesbian relationship. Whereas her current boyfriend thinks it's hot because that's probably what he watches to get sexual gratification. People called her out and said like, hey, can you stop invalidating lesbian relationships? Like, it's not fun and fresh, that we're being used as some kind of a fetish for men to get off to. And she posted a video telling people to suck her dick. Anyway, there's just a lot of like internalized misogyny coming from Tara. Like, she's genuinely just like the definition of a pick-me. And people have also brought in the question of like, is this internalized homophobia as well? Is there something kind of going on there that she, I don't know about that. She said that she's straight and in a straight relationship, so I'm just gonna take that as, you know, her word for it. There is definitely a lot of internalized misogyny of doing things for male validation, for the male gaze, and also to being a pick-me in life. Like, I don't know, there's just a lot of stuff that she says just sounds like she wants to like brag, but in like a humble, like, I'm just so relatable, I just like drive under the influence and I just like drive recklessly and no insurance company wants me because like I'm so reckless. Like, okay, that's super cool. Like I said, we've got the alcohol DUIs, does anyone have a job, racism, sexually touching her bird after finding out that she's sexually touching her bird, finna be in the pit, and kissing girls for attention. But anyway, like I said kind of previously, a few minutes ago, this all helps her TikTok because the negative attention still brings people over to her TikTok. Because of that, TikTok then pushes her content out to the For You page for new people to see, and that then therefore helps her OnlyFans, and being a pick-me with internalized misogyny also helps her get more men towards her OnlyFans because that's her like target demographic for OnlyFans, I'm assuming, or women that are interested in women, but I'm assuming most of her demographic is men. So being a pick-me helps her get men towards her OnlyFans. So all of this is a net positive for her, actually. And I know that I'm contributing to that, but I just thought I'd bring the information to you guys. But let me know what you think about any of these. And yeah, that's kind of all I've got to say on that. Subscribe, like, comment for engagement, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye, guys.